Hello friends, this is Music Man from his man cave, and now we're going to talk about traveling light and stupid with money. Coming right at you. Hello, Music Man from his man cave. And from the time you're 20 years old until you get as old as me, you're doing something. You're accumulating things. You're really into the big TVs, and you know how I've changed about that. You know how I feel about TV. Once the TVs I have die, I'm just going to buy some cheapie because all I watch is football. That's about it. So as you're looking toward the second half of your life, you need to switch gears, and a lot of people have trouble switching gears. So I may be wasting my time here, but you need to start slowly emptying out your life. Now, some people think that's depression, or that you're, going to die soon, or you're going to go commit suicide. Explain to them, no. I just have a realization that it's time to switch gears. It's time to, bless people, change your values. I think that it's much better to get out and do things than it is just to sit around and collect things. And that's happened over the last few years with me. It was a slow process with me, but then you start to realize, I don't have much more time on this planet. And some of you are looking at me going, "Oh, Sonny, you're a young man." No, it goes fast. And anybody knows that. You know that it goes fast. So I say travel light. As you start to age and you start to realize that things are going to change, there's the stages of life. I've talked about that before in my other videos. You should watch them. There's these stages of life, and you reach a stage where one day you're going to basically not be able to control your bowels again. You're not going to be able to, your mind is going to get clouded. Your cataracts are going to keep you from driving. And so you need to start letting things go. Traveling lighter and lighter and lighter. So that by the time you reach where you're going to go into assisted living, or you're going to go into a nursing home, I hopefully will be able to afford assisted living for at least for a while. And then I'm fine with going into a nursing home. I don't know why people are so afraid of that. I know it's humiliating. I know you lose your pride. But I don't want my own family members wiping my butt. So, it's a pride thing, but there you go. So how do you do this? Well, it's a slow process. Starting at my age, and I'm not going to tell you because you would say, "You are not that old." I am. Starting at my age on into the retirement years, you should be traveling, doing things. You should not be accumulating things. You especially should not be going into deeper debt. Some people will encourage you to buy a bigger house with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms because it's an investment. I say that's hogwash. I say that mathematically doesn't make any sense. You should not go into retirement in debt. You should go into retirement with your assets liquid, and with your house almost empty. There where you're not sitting and wondering if someone's going to come in and steal your precious, I don't know, Superman doll or something. No one collects Superman dolls. That doesn't happen. So, start lightening it up. This stuff you see behind me, as I continue to get older, probably I'm going to sell them or give them away. It doesn't mean that I'm going to commit suicide. It just means that I realize that time's running out. And I think that you should be generous now. Because as you get older, you get weird. Really weird. I have right now an uncle that's going through a really bad time. What's happened is he's lost his wife. And so he has a car that's literally just sitting, and it's not being driven. And he hadn't changed the oil on it for several years. Well, I changed the oil on it, but the bottom line is what would be best for him to do, and it's going to be a hard process, is he needs to let that car go. First of all, he says he can't drive it because it's got too many, electronical trinkets, which is very common. It's a very intimidating vehicle for him. Plus, he has cataracts and he can't see. So why does he keep the car? Well, if you ask him, he says he needs a car. And then my wife says drop it, and I drop it. But the bottom line is the truth of the matter is he does not need that car. And physics, things that are at rest tend to stay at rest. So he needs to let that car go. He doesn't even he has a truck and he drives only the truck. And so it'd be right now almost cost beneficial to him to sell that car and put the money away into savings. But he won't hear of it. Of course, he also believes the car still only has 12,000 miles on it, although now it's 7 years old. He believes it's still worth what he paid for it, $25,000. I can't tell him that it's only probably worth maybe $10,000, $12,000 now. He wouldn't believe me. But that's all it's worth. It doesn't matter about the miles. So, as you get older, and it's a hard thing to do, you need to start letting things go. In your retirement years, I think one of the best things that you can do is get out and travel and go see some stuff and go do some stuff. Walk around, see the world. Don't just sit in a chair and fall asleep. Health problems are going to come, and they're going to put you in a position where you're not going to even be able to do those things at a certain point. Sitting around and watching TV in a stupor is a waste of life. So travel light. Start letting it go. Give it away. Give it to your kids. Give it to a stranger on the street. Give it to whoever you can. Take it to the local dump. Sell it on eBay. Sell it on Craigslist. Give the things that your kids want. Give it to them now. Bless them now while they're alive. Sell things and give more money and be generous to the church and its needs that it may have. Not to the pastor and for a new Cadillac. I mean for genuine needs that you see that's going on. You already know how I feel about the church and the tithe. I believe in giving generously to the church. I do. But I do not believe that in the tithe. I believe that was an Old Testament doctrine. Under the old covenant, under the law. Jesus said in Galatians that was under the law. So I think you should give more than 10%. Be generous to people in the church. Be generous to missionaries that are going and spreading the gospel if you're a believer in Jesus Christ. Otherwise, give to your local charity. Give to something that you really see that there's value in. And that's how you want to live. You want to live free and generous. You don't want to be tied down and have a huge load of stuff that you have to worry about. There may even come a time where you just want to let go of the house and get just a simple living situation where you're like my uncle right now. He's in an assisted living. That's really nice. It's a beautiful place. It's all one level with washer and dryer and the whole deal. It's beautiful. That'll be ideal for me when my knees from football are completely shot. So anyway, Music Man from his man cave, don't be stupid with money. Don't put a burden on your children. Bless them now while you're alive. Be a blessing to people while you're alive. Unload. Start slowly emptying it all out. Empty it out. It's liberating. It's freeing. The less you have, the less you have to worry about. It's a great process. And that's why it should be the golden years. You don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. Just let it go. Music Man from his man cave. Travel light. Travel light. And travel. Do some traveling. Go to the Bahamas. Don't just sit on that money. If you've saved up, like I've taught you to save, look at my saving videos, and you're doing well, enjoy life a little bit. When you die and you gasp your last breath, die broke. Forget about the inheritance things. 9 times out of 10, it causes nothing but heartache and problems. Ask people that have gone through it. You want to see the nasty side of people? Start talking about inheritance and who's going to get what. Talk to you more. Bye.